Hello friends, and welcome to My Hobby Home. If you are new here, my name is Cathy, and thank you for joining me and just a few of my friends out there. What we are doing today is making our rows. I've got some of them already done. I don't know how far I got because, friends, this week's been crazy. Y'all know last week was crazy. This week's crazy too. It's only Tuesday night. And when I say only Tuesday night, that means that I am doing it the night before. So, friends, what we are doing right now is we are working on our morning flower patch that is in the Takes Two or Just Two Charm Pack quilts. It is, I'm actually on page 43-ish, somewhere around there. And what I am doing is making our row Bs. We've got to make 5 of these. I have my 2 row A's made. They're laying right there. Right there. But what I am doing is we're making the row Bs where we use a blank, a 9-patch, and a plus sign, and then we do a 9-patch plus, 9-patch plus, 9-patch blank. I'm not quite sure how I have this started, so let me grab my blank squares. I don't think these are, I'm going to lay those out of my way. I don't even know if I have these started, but what I'm going to do is just get a blank and a 9-patch, because it looks like I was looking at row C. Well, we will figure this out, friends. We will figure it out. Now, you know, I have to pin both sides just to make sure they stay even. And being that I am using black as my background, boy, that sure does make it hard to tell if I have that edge even there. And friends, I had somebody mention today in a comment that the light is probably more troublesome to me. It probably is than it is y'all. But when I edit, I do edit that out, because I don't think y'all want to see me fussing with that light. Because I tell you what, I almost just ripped it off my table the other day because it clamps to my table. But we are just going to get in here and see how quick we can make this up. Okay, so that's my first 3. So now it's another 9-patch and a plus. And then another 9-patch and a plus. I am only going to be doing a row at a time because, y'all, that's going to confuse me if I don't. And the bad thing is I probably got 9-patch rows here. Oh, I do have some. There's one right there. 2, 3, 4. Friends, I probably didn't even need to do that one. Oh, well. We're going to be okay with it. We're going to be okay. If I had to take one out, I just have to take one out. It's not going to hurt me or anybody else. Because you know what? We're not doing this any color at any certain place, because they can go wherever they land. That's the whole idea of smashing the stash and making it scrappy. Now, I do want to make sure that my edges are even. And they are. Friend, I am telling y'all, guys, today it took me everything I had to get in here and sew today. Today was an early day for me at work, because I'm going to go on and take this off, because today was my my chiropractor appointment. Well, I always get off early because my appointment is just right after lunch. And which he said I was doing good. You know, I'm still having a little trouble with my back, but what I'm having trouble with, he said, is muscles. because my hip was hurting me this weekend. But y'all, I've been bending down in the garden. You know that's gonna hurt. I hadn't used them hips all year. I didn't use them a lot last year because remember I had surgery on my knee last year. So I didn't do a garden last year. I planted some stuff but just didn't. And I know a lot of places have, even here, I've seen people with some of the most beautiful gardens, but I'm like, it was getting below 50 and I just don't have it in me to be pulling covers out to cover my plants. So I was like, no, I'm not planting anything until Mother's Day weekend. Well, that's what I did. And now, y'all, I got a thing on my phone right before I came in here. We're under a thunderstorm watch until 8 p.m. Central Time. I don't know what time it is. I'm not even going to look. I don't care. Because I'm going to sew. You know what? A little rain isn't going to stop me from sewing. So we have got a blank, a 9-patch, a plus sign, a 9-patch, a plus sign, a 9-patch, a plus sign. And now we need another 9-patch. Oh wait, we need a 9-patch. And a blank. So this works perfect. I didn't think about those I was needing on the ends. So I actually don't have enough. I only did 5 of them when I needed 10. That is perfectly okay. As long as I'm not having to undo something, I can always sew something else. Which, if I had to undo, that's fine too. That happens a lot in this sewing room. I don't know about your sewing room, but my sewing room, we celebrate. All the threads look like confetti in my carpet right now. I just have thread confetti is all it is. And you know, if you really think about it, if you're having to rip something out, that means you're getting to sew. That's something worth celebrating. Okay, so I've got my first B row done. Let's look at that. Now, I didn't look at the colors or anything to pay attention to how they were going because I'm not concerned about that right now. Now, I have to do 5 of those. And friends, I got some updates. Tammy is announcing our next sew along for this year. Starts in November, and I have already forgot the name of it. We are doing a foundation paper piecing kit. We're all 3 going to be doing something different. I'm probably going to be doing a more beginner kit, I think. I'm not real sure. But I know these kits, I'm going to have to get on some mailing lists that have these kits so I can let anyone that is interested in joining us for the next sew along that starts in November. She told me the name. Something La Junga or something like, I don't remember what the name is, but it's very artistic. It's not really my style, but I'm willing to try it. You know, I'm always willing to try new things. And even if it may be a quilt that I don't like, it may be a quilt that someone else likes. You know, I got a lot of people in my family. I got a lot of friends. I got eBay. If I really don't care for the quilt for myself, you know, I can always gift it or I can always give it to someone. Okay, so we've got a 9-patch, a plus sign, a 9-patch. So now I need another plus sign and 9-patch. See, I have to stop and figure my rows out myself, friends, because I'm telling you, I can easily get this wrong. But that's one new thing that we have going on this year that we're looking forward to. It doesn't matter if I like the quilt or not, because I just so enjoy getting together with Timmy and Alicia and just sewing and chit-chatting with people. It's so much fun for me to do that, and I hope y'all enjoy it too. I've been missing seeing a lot of my late night people from Will and Jess's live that they do during the week, but friends, a girl's got to get her sleep. I'm telling you, since I was sick, I have not been able to get enough rest. All I want to do is sleep. But I know part of that is because one of the things they did tell me was my D3 was extremely low. I saw the numbers. I know how low they were, and I agree. It's extremely low, but that's okay. I just increased my D3. I'm not going to be upset over it. I was already taking D3. Okay, so we're doing our count again. Blank, 9 patch, plus 9 patch, plus 9 patch. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I need another plus and a 9 patch because I'm supposed to have 4 9 patches in each row. But other than that, friends, all my blue work came back really good. My kidneys are great, and that's something that I have had problems with, was my kidneys since, you know, the big fungulitis thing that we all had in 2020. I hear you, Oscar. My cat's out at the door. You could probably hear him. But ever since then, my kidneys, I've had trouble with them. Well, first time my blood work has come back where my kidney, all the blood work they do for your kidneys came back perfect. Everything was normal. First time since 2021. So I must be doing something right. I did do a lot of research on, you know, things to support kidney health. And friends, I'm going to tell you, this is not a medical channel. I can only tell you what I did, but I'm not going to on my kidneys, because your kidneys are you specific. And what works for me may not work for you. But I did do a lot of research, and we did try a lot of things. But we did find some things that you could eat, even, that's good for your kidneys. And that's mainly what I did, was I tried to find foods that I could eat that supported kidney function. So my doctor was really pleased with that part, but she wasn't pleased with my sugar, which is really high. Which I knew it was high because my A1C was like 9 point something, which was higher than it was last time. Which means I've had to cut out my half and half teas. And I have to say, since I've cut those out, I'm able to keep my levels right now. I mean, I know this is still not good, but it's better than it was. I'm able to keep them around 180 to 200 right now. And that's just by not having tea. Which, guys, y'all know that is hard for me because I'm from Louisiana. I am from the South, and we make tea that could probably stand up on its own. It's got a whole bag of sugar in it, just about. But being that I can't have the sugar, and I really don't like any of the artificial sweeteners, I've tried the monk fruit. I've tried the stevia. I've tried the allulose. Nothing is like sugar. Okay. I'm double checking myself, making sure I have the 4, and I do. So this is my second row B. So let's get started on our third row B. So now we need a plus. But let's see, what else is going on, friends? How are y'all doing? It's Wednesday. Happy hump day. The week is almost over. It is the beginning of my weekend eve, really is what it is for me, because I do not work on Friday. So Thursday is my Friday. Oh, I know I told you guys. Oh, and I'm going to address something too that somebody else asked about in a comment. Not address as in a bad thing, but just kind of touch base on it, because I was asked about it. Well, let me hit that first. I was asked about doing lives. I would love to do a live, but my internet is so iffy right now. We have the Starlink. That is all you can get where I live. Literally, they have fiber that runs less than a mile down the road from me. We had a political figure that lived right down the road from me, and they got the fiber there, but we never got it. We're hoping, but what I've been seeing, everybody that has the fiber, they don't like it, because they're always like, is y'all's out? Is y'all's out? Because we have a community page, and everybody is always on there going, do y'all have internet? It's underground. It shouldn't be out. There's no reason for it to be out. Unless the main station, is out. But there's no reason it should be out. Or somebody cut it digging. Around here, that's pretty possible. But friends, I'm trying to think about what all we have going on here. I was going to tell you about, I was talking about car camping. Well, I talked to my husband about it, and of course he's like, well, we got to buy a new vehicle for that. Well, I think I told y'all about my husband was in a car accident on the interstate here. An 18-wheeler pulled over on top of him, crossing over a bridge, an overpass bridge. He's fine. He was not hurt. The vehicle has actually been totaled. So he was like, well, I'm going to have to find a new vehicle anyway. And I'm like, well, they're not going to give you a lot of money for that car that got totaled. My husband likes fixer cars. I don't like a fixer car. I don't like a car that I have to worry if it's going to get me to point A or B and me not have to do something to it, because I am not mechanically inclined when it comes to fixing a car, nor do I want to be. Okay, so I got one more plus sign, and I got a bunch of these and this and here. But he was telling me, he's like, well, I'm going to have to get another car, and I'm like, that means we're going to have another car note. He was like, well, we're going to have another car note anyway. I'm like, we can't have another car note, because we try to keep our bills down to a certain amount, and if we add a car note onto it, it's going to take us out of budget. So I don't know what the idea is, but he was telling me we can get you a Sienna. Well, the whole reason I don't have a Sienna and I have a Highlander is because of the clearance of the bottom of it. I have to drive through high water frequently. I mean, when it rains here, I have to drive through high water. He's like, yeah, but... And I looked it up too. I looked at a lot of them. I watched a lot of videos. Car camping will be a lot easier in a Sienna. So I'm thinking, yeah, I think I hear the rain. I have a cat still outside too. She wouldn't come in when I came in, so she gets to stay out in the rain, I guess. But I am interested in looking at a Sienna, but it's like I'm trying to weigh the pro and cons, like the clearance. I have an all-wheel drive. I have a hybrid. I don't know if I can do without that now. But, y'all, let me tell you, some of these camping vans that I've seen that people have taken, the Siennas, and made them into camping vans. My goodness, they are beautiful. Okay, that's our third one. So now here goes to our fourth one. I'll probably still have to make some blocks, and that's fine. I'll just use what I got right now, and we'll make more later. And I'm thinking June is probably going to be a catch-up month. Friends, y'all see I've got my Sunbeam back here behind me now hanging up. Isn't that beautiful? It's 3, let's see, across. I think those blocks are, I don't know how big they are actually. I was thinking they're like 15 to 18 inches across. I can't remember. I done slept since I made that, so don't get me to fibbing to you. It's somewhere in that range. You know, it's a pretty big block. Okay, this will make my third. Yeah, I do hear that rain out there now. It may be knocking power out here in a little bit, friends. I need to go check for my kitty cat. That may be why my Oscar was meowing at me, letting me know that my Lucy is outside wanting in. They kind of watch out for each other, the cats do. They may not act like they like each other, but they watch out for each other. I know when there's a cat at the door, because they always let me know. Okay, so let's see, what do I have? What do I need? I need another plus and this will be it for this one, and this will be our rose. But friends, I hope you guys are enjoying just having some chit-chatty sewing stuff. And if I get to where I can do the car camping, friends, I'm going to be sewing in the wild. Yes, I am. My husband was like, why would you do that? I said, I'm not taking this machine. This one's too heavy to take. But I will. I do have a little Janome over here that I can use. You do not have to have some big high price something to put 2 pieces of fabric together with thread. If you got fingers and a needle and thread, you can actually do that. You can sew with your fingers. It may take a lot longer though. It'll take a lot longer. No mate to it. But friends, this is our Whip It Wednesday. We are just working on a work in progress. This was our April Saturday sew along that we just brought into May. Now our May Saturday sew along is the Woodland quilt. I have some trimming still to do on that. I'm telling y'all, I've not felt inspired this week. Well, I have been inspired. I'm just tired. But it's been a struggle for me to make myself come in the sewing room. But once I get in here, I just about can't get myself out. I am today. I'm not going to stay very long today, because I have got laundry in a basket sitting in my living room that on my coffee table that I have got to get folded and hung up and put away. And I've got a load in the washing machine. Well, no, it just moved to the dryer. Before I came in here, I moved it to the dryer. I have a load in the dryer. So let's see, this is number 4. I wonder if I have enough to do number 5. So we're going to start with this one. So we know we've got to have 4. This may be enough to have 4, friends. Keep your fingers crossed. Keep your fingers crossed. Fingers, toes, legs, get it all crossed. Let's hope we got enough to make. I think this will be our 5th row. I think this is our 5th row. And that'll be all of our B rows. I don't know how many C rows we have to make. We'll make 4 C rows, which is a different layout of the blocks. The row A layout was 9 patches and blanks. That's all it was. And I imagine that's going to be the top and bottom row. And friends, if y'all suffer with mosquitoes, I'm going to put a link down in my description for you guys. This is what we use here for mosquitoes. And y'all know the mosquito is probably the state bird. It's not, but you know, the pelican is. But the mosquito could be. It's big. They're big enough to take us off sometimes. And where I live, either I am underwater or I'm very dry. I do live in a flood zone. I do have a canal that runs right behind my house, just almost right behind my house. There's my house, trees, a field, and then a canal. So we've got an endless water supply for mosquitoes. And we have found that these things is what we use. Now, there is something that you need to do when you put these out. They're called Spartan something. I can't remember the full name of them. But they're things that you hang in your woods, and I think one of them covers almost a whole acre. Well, they're come to a pack, so we hang both of them up. You have to put water in them and hang it where to get warm, but you need to put something over the cap so rainwater cannot get in it. Because if rainwater gets in it, it's dead. It doesn't work anymore. 1, 2, 3. This is my 4th one. Perfect, y'all. Enough to do 5 rows. Enough. I think this is the 5th row. I'm pretty certain this is the 5th row. And the rest of them I'll have to put together in 2s for 4 rows. And that'll be just the 9 patches and the plus signs. And you know what? I'm not even sitting here making sure my plus signs and all line up, which I'm hoping they do, because if they don't, we got a problem. Yes, sir, Houston, we got a problem if they don't match up. And another thing that I have been doing, I've got this on order. I have a travel atlas. Not that I can't use my cell phone, but you never know when you're not going to have that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the last one, so I cut perfectly. Because when I put into my navigation the Casper, Wyoming retreat, guys, if y'all don't know about that, don't have your reservation yet, go over to Tammy's channel at The Siberian Wind, and she has a video that goes into detail about the retreat. It is in September. Now, for me, it's going to take me, driving nonstop would be 20 hours. Or a little over 20 hours, the way it's wanting to take me. Well, I don't want to go through Dallas. I'm driving. I'm not flying. Hence, car camping. I love to car camp. I say I love to car camp. I love to camp. But we haven't done that in many, many years. And I just finally told my husband, I'm like, look, you know, he and I aren't going anywhere because he works all the time. I've got to get out of the house. I've got to do something. I'm not used to being in the house all the time. because I had 3 kids and we were all the time on the road doing something. Ball, dance, something. The way my navigation or the mapping is trying to take me goes through Dallas. I want to go above Dallas, just kind of right below the Oklahoma line and go straight across. Kind of, now I know like Little Elm is north of Dallas, but I kind of want to go like Sulphur Springs. That's the direction I kind of want to go. And then go straight across and go like to Albuquerque. And then go up, because I want to go through Colorado. I want to go from the bottom of the state to the top of the state and then get into Wyoming. Well, then I was thinking about it. Well, I should go through Oklahoma, a little bit of Oklahoma. You know, go through some part of Texas and then Oklahoma and then cut across. You know, I could go Arkansas and go across Oklahoma and go across the top of the chimney spout of Texas, and then go over into New Mexico and then come up. Well, y'all, I've been to Texas, I've been to Oklahoma, I've been to New Mexico, but I just kind of thought, well, you know, it's been a long time. And then I thought, well, you know, there's that route, what is it, Route 66? Is that what it's called? That goes across Oklahoma. I haven't ever done that. That may be fun to do. But friends, this is going to be it for the day. I didn't even do a full hour. I got my 5 rows. Let me make sure I got 5 rows. I did. I got my 5 rows done. I'm going to call that a win. Progress is a win. It don't matter if I got 1 row, 5 rows, all rows. Progress is a win. Don't fool yourself. It is a win. I know a lot of people, and Miss Sharon, I'm calling you out on this. She told me she wished she could get as much done as I do. Miss Sharon, all I do is I sit here and some days I have to make myself come in here. But I know if I don't do it, it won't get done, because I'll push it off, I'll push it off, and I'll push it off. That's why I have a YouTube channel. That's why I come and sit with you guys, because I feel like I have accountability. If I have a schedule of videos I need to release. Now, I know I have backed down this year. I mean, several years I did a video every single day, and I could probably count on one hand each year that I missed from illness or out of town or something like that. But for each year. But this year I'm kind of like slowed it back. I'm trying to give myself a day to rest and get some things in my house done, because my house has not been getting done like it's getting done anymore now than it was then. But just 15 minutes a day, if you just put 2 blocks together at a time, just 2, if all you get is 2, and you do that every day, you go in and you say, okay, I got these 2, and you put those 2, by the end of the year you'll have a whole bunch of them put together. You will have, let's see, 365 days in a year. Think about that. That's over 700 blocks put together. That's 365 sets of blocks you've got together. So don't get discouraged. Don't get frustrated. You know, you do what you can do in your time. That's just what feels comfortable, not stressing, because sewing should not be stressful. But friends, thank you for joining me today. I truly appreciate each and every one of you taking time out of your busy day just to stop by and see what I have going on. Make sure to leave a thumbs up and subscribe if you have not yet. There's always things going on here. I hope to soon be adding more cooking, and I've said that for a while, that I hope to be adding cooking, but I'm still in a process right now with us doing some moving within my family. Not able to do that yet because my kitchen has taken on a few extra items, and I've got to get things out for that to come in. And it's just going to take a little while for me to be able to get back in my kitchen like that to where I can record. And make sure to leave a comment. Tell me what you think. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, friends.